U.S. technology for stopping airline hijackers could someday involve an electronic bracelet.
Strapped onto their wrists, it would disable them by shocking them. As TOO investigator Dave Savini explains in his ongoing series, Fly at Your Own Risk, there is controversy over exactly who would be required to wear these bracelets.
Would the federal government really consider doing something like this?
This former United States Air Marshal, Jeffrey Denning, says he was stunned when he learned about new technology that could be used as your boarding pass and as a GPS device to track you and your luggage through the airport. But it also could be used as a weapon.
The bracelet has a capacity to shock who's ever wearing it, kind of like a police taser.
Our TOO investigators tracked down the bracelet's inventor, who says he created it to make air travel easier and to prevent another September 11th attack.
The electromuscular disruption signal overrides the attacker's central nervous system.
This promotional video shows the technology, electromuscular disruption. A transmitter would send a signal, and the bracelet would override the central nervous system, knocking the person down to the ground in a fetal position.
This will allow the crew to subdue and handcuff that individual.
The inventor, who doesn't want to be named, says the bracelet would be activated only during a hijacking, and it would take down only the attacker.
If the passenger acts up, it would shock and immobilize them for several minutes.
But Denning worries the bracelets could be misused, and when asked whether he thinks this technology was being considered for use on all airline passengers, he said,
At first, I think, no. But then again, I've worked for 3 years for the TSA as a federal air marshal, and I've seen some outrageous things.
Denning obtained a letter written after a 2006 meeting by the U.S. Department of Homeland Security's Research and Development Division, which expresses interest in these bracelets for handling prisoners. Then it says it may also improve security on airplanes. However, a Homeland Security spokesman says the only proposed use for the bracelets was for handling prisoners, not for regular travelers.
The bracelet would only be armed by someone on board.
Still, Denning is concerned the bracelets could end up on all airline passengers.
Well, why don't we all put dog collars on and zap each other through the airport? It makes no sense.
And he questions whether they would work.
Don't you think a terrorist could just take off a bracelet?
I find it almost unimaginable that we're having this conversation.
Barry Steinhardt from the ACLU worries the technology would be abused by security and airline personnel.
It's going to get misused. It's probably going to be misused on a daily, maybe even an hourly basis.
And Denning says there are better ways to spend government money to close gaps in airport security, including the kind of breaches at O'Hare that were previously exposed by the TOO investigators. Thousands of airport employee identification access badges were missing, and the TOO investigators watched as employees entered the airport through back gates without being searched for weapons, even though they had easy access to planes and terminals.
The frustrating thing for me is we've spent billions of dollars. We hired thousands of people. And have we really improved that much?
He says these kinds of gaping holes in security need to be fixed before anyone starts thinking about shocking passengers with electronic bracelets.
Shocking them like a dog if they get out of line.
Since leaving the Federal Air Marshals, Denning joined the Washington Times as a security analyst and blogger. A Homeland Security spokesman stresses that the department has never considered using this technology on all airline passengers. The concept was to consider using it to control suspects that are already apprehended on aircrafts. And he claims the department has not actively pursued this technology. Robin Ann, back to you.
Thank you, Dave, so much. This week